Hey guys, Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. Let's do today's recap, talk about what we're looking at and what we see possibly moving forward. Down here I've already turned this chart into a daily chart, so let's blow this up, move it over and take a look and just do a recap here. We are on Monday, talk about a little bit about what we're looking for and what we see moving forward. On the daily chart here, we have had a really nice pullback here on the stock index futures. So we're having a real nice pullback here. So we ended up drawing a couple different fibs from a couple different levels up to the highs. And we're trying to find price clusters. We can see the best two price clusters are going to come right about this level. And then another one of the 50 and the 61.8 of the two different lows coming through right down here a little bit lower. So we have been looking for a possible bounce off of this first cluster into the upside. That's kind of how we've been trading intraday. If any momentum has started, like on a 5 or 15 minute anchor chart, if we start to get any momentum to the upside, we look to take advantage of that and jump on some of our intraday moves. At this point, that's working out really well. So we've been trading to the upside. Right now, if I pull up the 15 minute chart here, this is the 15 minute chart of the, this is currently a 15 minute chart of the ES right here. We're trading right at these highs here, these previous day's highs indicated here by this green line. That's where we're trading right now. Moving forward on the stock index futures, if we can get some momentum here into the close, get some drive here to the upside into the close, I will look for further follow through coming into tomorrow morning. Look for more follow through going into tomorrow's trading towards the upside. And as we talked so much last week about here on the S&P, I'll look for a minimum retest of this 21 EMA on the daily chart. So if we get a close above, or at least a close higher for the rest of the day, look for this thing to continue pushing higher into tomorrow. If we get a little bit of a sell-off today, I'm going to be a little bit cautious to the upside tomorrow. Watch my 5 and 15 minute anchor charts. And if they start to open up and roll down, I'm going to be forced to go with the market to the downside because we've pulled right back to this previous swing low. So we are at resistance on our daily chart, but we haven't quite completed our push that we were looking for on the dailies up to this 21 period moving average. So we're kind of teetering here on the edge, whether we're going to push higher or we're going to roll over and start to drop here. So watch how we close into, go into the close for the rest of the day today. Let's look at the Russell here. A little bit different story because we've already hit that 21 EMA. But the same story goes here in the Russell. We're going to watch here intraday into the close. Watch here into the close. If we can start to get a rally up towards them previous day's highs or even higher over the next couple hours of trading, I will look for further upside opportunity into tomorrow's market. If we start to roll over, I see plenty of room to the downside. Let's go back to that daily chart. If we start to roll over, we can see that I've already tested that 21 period moving average. Any type of rollover, we will look for some downside opportunity. But the same token, we're kind of teetering here, guys. We got all these swing lows, this swing high here. We're teetering here whether or not to push higher or the downside wants to continue. Okay, so we're kind of teetering here. So I will watch these indexes into the close. If we get a push higher, I will look for tomorrow to go ahead and continue that push. If we get a move lower into the close on the stock index futures, I'll look for more of a downside opportunity. Most likely going into tomorrow morning, I will constantly watch them 5 and 15 minute anchor charts that I use intraday and see what type of movement we can get out of them. And then finally here on crude, pull up the crude market here. This is a daily of the crude. Same type of analogy on crude. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Same type of analogy here on crude. We have had a nice big sell-off. Just looking for this thing to somewhat revert back. Find that 21 period moving average. Get a little bit of a bounce at one of these points. These bounces really aren't bounces that we've been seeing. They've been 1 and 2 day sideways moves. I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce here, guys. Looking for some type of reaction back to something like a 21, like a 21 EMA in order to say, all right, we've had a nice pullback here, so if it wants to continue to the downside, I truly understand that. We haven't had that yet, so any type of pop we get above a previous day's level, we start to look for opportunity to the long side. So if I go into an intraday chart here, Let's go over to that 15-minute chart here and look at what we've been looking at here. This thing just was tanking as we started out this morning in the live trading room. Down below the previous day's lows and just dropping like crazy. Then we ran out of steam. And not normally do we run out of steam, we just kind of teeter sideways here. You know, normally when you have a big drop, you just kind of chop sideways. Not in this case. The bulls actually caught charge here and actually pushed us back to the upside. Now we're chopping sideways on the bullish side. So this is another deciding factor. I know I keep talking about this, guys, but the power of how the markets move into the close can have a big impact on how they trade the following day. So if this bullish move ends up trading higher into the close, look for further follow through into tomorrow's, further follow through to the upside into tomorrow's trading. But if it rolls back over, and starts to sell off here, this thing is almost below the previous day's low. So if it trades down below the previous day's lows, there's a really good likelihood that we could see some downside opportunity here on the Russell. So I'm not going to fight this trend unless it tells me to, but if it allows me to, I do want to trade this thing back up towards that 21 EMA. If it's not going to allow me to, I'm not one to try and pick a bottom or fight against it, because you can see it had a one-day little sideways move here, 2-day sideways move here, and then now a 1 or 2 day sideways move here, and it's just as likely to tank after that as it is to push higher. You see the previous 2 times it ended up having big down days after them sideways moves. So I wouldn't rule out another sell-off here, but I am looking for a little bit of a retrace, a little bit of a test here of a revert to the mean, at least a pullback here. Not looking for like a month or 2 month long, but just a week or 2 pullback here in the crude market. So hope that makes sense, guys. Hope that helps you out. If you have any questions at all, guys, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Adam@directiontrader.com. If not, thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good afternoon.